Hello everyone, so welcome back to the session on your VMware vCloud. So today we are going to discuss about some new topic and relevant to this, and the topic what we are going to discuss here is vRealize. vRealize is a component which is exactly provided by VMware in this particular HL. Okay, and the purpose of this particular vRealize here is to estimate the cost in order to create the virtual machines, and at the same time it is also used for estimating the different virtual machines, like how we are creating it, what is the total cost it is going to take in order to create those virtual machines. Those all things will be coming under into this particular process. So let's start and see how this particular vRealize usually works. So in order to do that, the very first thing what you have to do is you have to first log in into your HL, and here you people have to call something called as vRealize. You can see here, this time we will not be executing that in HL, but rather we will be typing vRealize. And here in vRealize, in the bottom you can see there is something like administering vRealize automation. So the code for this particular lab is HR-2201-12-CMP. Simply click on enroll here, and it will ask you directly the username and password related to it. So whatever the username and password you have given, just log in into it. Yes, and obviously you people already know that. So the total time required in order to understand this particular view realizes 1 hour 30 minutes, and here people can click on start this lab. It is similar to your HR lab that what we have discussed in the class. Similar to that we are discussing. And first thing that it exactly asks here is testing the compatibility. So you can simply run the test here to see the compatibility issues. Basically the last two are the one where it will show some errors. Yes, as I told you, because the browser is minus 14 inches, so it is not sufficient to represent it. And similarly net speed is one of the major factor, but no, it's okay. Even though it is showing like that, no issues in that. You can just skip it and you can click on start the lab. So yeah, and just wait for that to upload the components and make it ready for you people. So here the VMware is going to make that particular setup ready so that you can utilize it for your purpose. So it will take some around time. You can see some 9 seconds, and within 9 seconds it will be uploaded. Once the lab is ready, then we can see the different formats here. Yeah, the console is getting loaded, and here it is. I hope you people can see the screen perfectly here. So if you see the console here, it is similar to the one what we have been using it in HRL. I mean the lab one, that is nothing but your virtualization 101. So whatever we have been using there, the same thing the console is represented, but the difference will be there with respect to when we are implementing it. Let's go to Google Chrome and open it. So you have to double click on the Google Chrome and open up this, and here in you have several different type of bookmarks. You can see here like we have vSphere client, NSX manager, lifecycle manager, vRealization automation, VRA build, vRealize operations. You can click on vRealize operations here because this is the one where we will be performing everything related to this particular lab. And in this VMware vRealize operations, you people can directly click as VIDMA authentication source. You don't have to give the username and password here. Simply select the second option here, that is VIDMA authentication source. Then click on redirect. And when you click on redirect, let me increase the size here. So here you can see this is the workspace one where you exactly going to perform the operation. You need to log in into this particular workspace one using username and password. So what is the username here is nothing but HL admin. HL admin, and the password what we have to give here is VMware 1 exclamation where V and M are capital. V M where 1 exclamation signing. Now Now it is going to log in into that particular part, and now you people will be able to utilize. Now this is your home screen, what you people are seeing, and you can see onto the left hand side we are written here as vRealize Operation Manager. So whenever you people are using HL and you are trying to implement it, it will show you here vSphere client, right, using which you people were working on. But since we have logged into vRealize here, so it will represent here something called as vRealize Operation Manager. Now within this, in the quick start, you people can see there is optimization performance, which actually consists of two data centers here in this particular case. And apart from that, in the second column you are having optimized capacity, and this capacity will generally help you to estimate the total cost whatever you people are going to create. So how much cost it will be and how much you are able to save, all that information will be present in this particular optimized cost. Then comes the troubleshooting. So of course troubleshooting and then manage configuration. Now here in this particular case, what you people are going to do is very simple. So first module, I'm going to explain you people the first module here. So in the first module we will estimate the cost, how much it is going to take when you people are utilizing the resources. Means let us suppose you people are creating a new server, you people are creating a new virtual machine, then how much cost you people have to pay to that particular service provider on that particular domain where you are creating it. That I am going to show you. So for that you people can either click on what if analysis, or you people can click on plan. So basically both of them will direct you to the same page. That's what we call it as what if analysis. So I'm clicking on plan here. You can see it will directly take you to what if analysis, and the same thing is selected. Now here we have some multiple options here. You can select, you can see this, have a look. First one is workload planning traditional. So this is a traditional way of workload planning. Workload in the sense nothing but you people can add the virtual machines, you people can remove the virtual machines using this. And on to the right hand side you have something called as workload planning hyper converged, and this is something relevant to your AWS. If you take your mouse pointer to this, it will show you. Here you can see it is for AWS, Amazon Web Service, and since we do not have an account in AWS, that's the reason we are not able to see the activation of these particular options, or whatever the buttons are allocated here. These are not active. Why these are not active? Because we doesn't have any account in this particular AWS. So you people can see here these are in active states, we will be utilizing it. Then we have infrastructure planning coming to traditional, and here also we have two columns, two links are there. So one is with respect to your AWS and another is the traditional way, and you can see that in traditional infrastructure planning these two buttons are activated. Add host, so if you wanted to create a server you can create it using this particular button, and below you have something called as migration planning. So this, remember guys, please make a note, this migration planning is not relevant to something called as migrating a virtual machine from one particular server to another server. No, this is not about that migration. Here the migration in the sense moving the servers and the data centers from one particular host, not data centers, migrating the whatever the servers you people are creating from one particular service provider to another service provider. That is the main task of this particular migration. You people already know what is the meaning of migration is. That is nothing but moving from one location to another. But here we are not moving the virtual machines from one location to another. Rather, we are moving the server from one particular host to another. Let us suppose for 1 year you have been using the features of VMware and suddenly you wanted to shift to AWS. It is possible that whatever the resources and whatever the components you are using right now in VMware, you can shift it, you can migrate it to AWS. But only thing is you have to pay for how much that AWS is going to ask for those components. That's it. And you can directly shift all these components from your VMware to AWS. I will show you, don't worry, one by one. So first I will teach you how to create a host. So you can see in this particular option you are having add host. You can click on this and it will ask you to provide the information. First is scenario name, just provide the credentials. Coming to the scenario name, what you people can write is, you can write something like this: host creation. I'm just giving some name, that's it, nothing else. And coming to the location where I wanted to create, so here we need to select the data center. Remember guys, there are two data centers are available, one is a public, another is private. So region A01, what you people are seeing here is the public, and the region A01 within the bracket he has clearly mentioned as private. You can select a private cloud. So I'm going to create this particular host in a private cloud. And here, for what purpose you are creating the host, there are two things. One is for management, one is for workload. Well, I wanted to assign a workload, means I am going to create the virtual machines within this particular host, and then I will be operating it. So for that reason I need to go with the workload. I'm not creating this particular host only for management. Next, it is going to ask you about service details. So coming to the service details, it's very simple. You can select the server, and since we people are working in HOL VMware company, so by default it will be representing only one particular option. You can select it, but you can have multiple options as well here. Select from, you have three options: server types already in cluster, all server types, and custom server specifications. So you can see there are multiple things are available. You people can go with the first option only, and within that it will show you the very first option, that is VMware. Simply click on OK, and when you click on OK, you can see here some specifications are represented: Intel Xeon this, 2 sockets, 4 cores, and then manufacturing year 2016. And what is the cost it is going to take place here is, so total cost it is taken in order to create this particular VMware virtual platform is $13,280, and it is created in 2016. And number of servers to add, how many servers you wanted to add? So by default I want to create only single host, so only one host I am going to create. And here there is another option called as date, and this is most important. In the date, you people can specify 1 month later. I don't want to create now, I just want to take 1 month later, and then I want to do it. Let us suppose May 18th. Since it is 18th of April today, so May 18th I want to create it. And what is the end date we want to create here is nothing but 1 year from the date it is created. So we have created today, so by April 18th it will be finishing up. And now you people can see there are 3 buttons here: run scenario, save, and cancel. You can click on run scenario, and this will estimate whether we can create this infrastructure or not with respect to the credentials provided, and how much cost you have to pay for that. Now you people can see here, well, you people can create this particular credentials whatever you have given. Based on that, you people can create the host. And you know how much dollars you have to pay here? Almost $13,280 you have to pay in order to perform it. So this is what exactly is talking about. So you can see it has estimated the total cost, how much you have to pay in order to create a new host. So you have to pay almost $13,280. So on an average, if you see here, 13,280, if you convert that into something called into Indian rupee, based upon by taking 80 rupees per dollar, so you have to pay almost 1,62,400 rupees. And this is with respect to per month, I guess. I'm not sure, but maybe with respect to per month it will not be for per year. So you can see here 1,62,400 rupees per month you have to pay. If you calculate for 1 year, so you have to pay almost 1 10 20,000 like 10 crores, 12 crores 74 lakhs 88,000, which is not a small amount, guys. That's the thing. And what is the new feature he is giving is, to the existing one he is going to add the new features, and it is providing. What is the new feature is, with respect to CPU, it is going to increase the capacity to 33.6 gigahertz, whereas coming to previous one it has only 25.2 gigahertz. Same way, coming to your RAM, earlier we have been allocated 48 GB in VMware. Now when I create this particular host, an additional of 16 GB is added to the existing one. So 48 plus 16, it will give you 64 GB. So total 64 GB is allocated to you. Okay. And coming to the bottom, you can see there is CPU, there is memory. This is a graph which represents whether there will be any conflicts or not in this particular creation or in the future. That is what it's showing. So it will be represented in a red color line. You can see there is no red color lines here with respect to memory and CPU. So everything is fine. And in the bottom you can see these are the months that are represented. So when it is going, so coming to this April by 2022, this is going to be expired. So that's the reason it has been representing, and there will not be any problems with respect to this. That's what it is representing. Okay. Okay guys, now I'm simply clicking on save and then click on X, close it. Yes, you can click on this X button and it just close it up. Now successfully people have created the infrastructure, that is a host. Now I wanted to create the virtual machines. How to create it? Very simple. Click on add VMs. Same way you have to give the credentials here. So what is the credentials you people have to give here is something like we are creating virtual machines now. Okay, new VMs. So I am creating new VMs here, so new virtual machines. So what is the data center we have to take here is region A01 private cloud, because within this we have created the host. And what about the role here? The role is workload. Okay, and after that you have application profile, where it will ask you to provide the details related to configure and import. So if you are very good and if you know how much requirements you have, then you can directly provide manually this particular data. But in case if you don't have that, it's very simple, you can go with the second option. Okay, the first option can be selected only if you are very much familiar with the amount of resources you require and how much it require in order to execute a one particular project and all. If you are good enough in that, you can go with this. But if you feel like, okay, I'm new here, I'm not able to do it, go with the second option, import from existing virtual machine, and here it will ask you to select the virtual machine. Now when you click on that select VM, it will show you so many different type of virtual machines. You can see here, these all are virtual machines, guys. Total 23 virtual machines are available. Core A, their project workers, identity manager, migrate, VM 01, 02, all these are. So among this, I am going to select salt stack. And this is the virtual machine whose configuration I wanted to add it to the virtual machine which I am creating it. So you can see I have already selected here. You can see there is a right side arrow button. You can click on this and that will be reflected here, and you can click on OK. And when you click on OK, it will automatically see, you people can see here, it is added. Okay, it is automatically added here. So, and you can see the whatever the properties are. So CPU is 370.53 megahertz what we are using. Total 4 virtual CPUs we are allocating, and the memory what we are giving is 2.64. Basically it is demanded, but 8 GB is the one what has been allocated here. And coming to the hard disk here, we are allocating almost 21.26 GB, and this is only one virtual machine. Now let us suppose I want to increase the size to 3. I wanted to increase the size to 3 here, and then select the date when you wanted to create it. So if you remember, in May 18th we have created this particular host. So on May 19th we will create this virtual machines in that particular host, and coming to the end date, it will be like 3 months from the date we have selected, or from the date from when we are creating it. So July 18th will be the last. So you don't have to modify end date, only the start date you can, and you can click on run scenario. And now again it will estimate whether we can create it or not, and whether we can perform it or not. Yes, now you can see private cloud data center, there is some problem. What is the problem here? The workload does not fit in workload 1 within your selected. So why it is, what's the problem it is facing here is there is a deficit in the memory that what we have allocated. We have allocated only 4, right? 8 GB we have allocated, and 4 virtual machines, so almost 32 GB we are allocating. But still, based upon the credentials what we have given, that is 3 virtual machines, we are actually lagging a shortage of 17.16 GB, and this has to be overcome. How can we overcome this problem? It's very simple. We need to add one more host to the existing one. So 2 hosts we have to create. So 2 servers we have to create, so that this problem can be resolved. I will show you how to do that. But before that, you can come a bit bottom and you can see the real-time cost what you people have to pay if you wanted to use the cloud. Let us suppose if anyone is interested in using hybrid cloud. Hybrid is nothing but it's a combination of public and private cloud. So if you want to use Windows Azure, so you people have to pay per month $14,861 per month. Now you can calculate this in Indian rupee by taking 75 or 80 rupees per dollar, and you just calculate and see how much cost you have to pay for per month, and then you calculate for a year. So the cost will be very high. Same way coming to hybrid cloud, so the Google Cloud here we have 17,539 per month. Okay, and same way VMware Cloud on AWS. So here these are hybrid clouds. So 13,599 per month you people have to allocate. But if you want, you people can go for public cloud if you're interested. Okay, sorry, just a minute. Let me show me AWS, then we'll go ahead. So if you talk about AWS public cloud here, you people have to pay only 475 per month. So 475, if you consider it for 80 rupees per dollar, so you people have to pay 38,000 per month, and estimate for year. So you people have to pay almost 4,56,000 per year. Okay. Same way you people can see here, IBM cloud is the lowest. So among the clouds whatever I'm showing, IBM cloud is the one which is having the very lowest cost. So it is only $188 per month. But if you want to go for public cloud with respect to Microsoft Azure, you have to pay almost $480 per month, and then with respect to Google it is 337 per month. So Microsoft is costly when in compared to public cloud, but remaining are somewhat okay. But the minimum what we can afford here is IBM, so which is giving you only $188 per month. Fine guys, now what you people will do is simply save it. We have a problem here, we will try to rectify it. So first save this and click on X button. And now since you people have created a host and created a virtual machine, we will run by selecting both of them so that we can determine whether they are compatible or not. And here it will not be compatible, and I told you the reason, because there is a deficit in the memory. So when you click on the save it scenario here, you can select both the options and you can click on run scenario. Here you people can see there is a window here, host creation and new VMs. Host creation in the sense the new host what we have created, you can see there is a bar line. This indicates when it is going to expire. So in April 2023 it is going to expire. But whereas coming to the virtual machines we have created, these will be expiring within 3 days. So it will be like July. So in July it will be expiring, so it is showing the shortest bar. Now you people can run the scenario, and here it will represent you the graph with respect to your CPU, with respect to your memory, and with respect to your hard disk, and we will see whether there are any conflicts or not. Basically there will be conflict in the memory. So come bottom, you can see here the CPU we do not, as I told you that in the graph if a red color line you people are able to see, that means there is a error. But I can see there is no red color line, means as per CPU point of view we will not have any problems of compatibility. But if you talk about memory here, you can see there is a red color line representing here. So red color indicates that in future there is a possibility the memory whatever we are using may be exceeding the total requirement. So definitely there we will be facing some or encountering some problems. Fine. So we have to rectify this memory. Then we have disk space. Now coming to the disk space here, you people can see that there is no red color line. So whatever the disk space we have allocated is quite sufficient to utilize the resources for 1 year. So definitely there is no compatibility issue with that. But the problem what we are facing here is in memory. So we have to remove or sort out this particular problem. How can we sort out it? It's very simple. Click on X. Now click again on the save it scenario here. And since I told you that we need to add one more host, you can select the host creation and you can click on a button called as edit. And here in the edit you people can see number of servers to add here is 1. Replace that 1 with 2 and then run the scenario. Actually even if you save it also no issue if you're not running it, but you know why I'm running here? I want to show you how much amount you have to pay. Earlier it was like $13,000 something, but you can see here right now it is 26,000. So I have added one more host, so definitely I have to pay the amount for that. And what's up scenario here, you can see here now I have to pay 26,500 US dollars per month. So it has been increased a lot. And it's not that only the money is increased, even the space has been allocated. You can see here from 25 to 0.2 gigahertz it has been increased to 42 gigahertz. And whereas coming to memory here, we had earlier 48 GB and that has been increased to 80 GB now. So this is the additional space that is allocated. You can see here this line, and this particular line is the additional GBs whatever is allocated. Okay, now you have to simply save this. Save here, click on X. Your task completed. Again come to the save it scenarios and just check it out whether it is working fine or not. Click on run scenario and again click on run scenario and it will start processing it. And this time again please check it out. So CPU, you don't have any problem earlier, neither now you have any problem. Same way disk space also, you can see there is no problems here. The problem what we were facing was in memory, and luckily you can see here there is no red color line in the memory, so we have resolved the problem with respect to memory as well. But the only thing is you have to pay 26,000 some change dollars per month. That's what the only thing is. Almost 26,000 or 27,000 you have to pay per month. That's what the problem is resolved. So this is the main purpose of vRealize, for estimating the cost, how much cost you have to pay in order to do that. Okay, I hope this is very clear with this. Not only that, you people may have a questions now, sir. Okay, they are charging us 26,000, but why they are charging that much? What are the components for which they are exactly charging? Well, that also I will show you how to find it out. You can click on the home button, and in the optimize capacity here you can see there is an option called as access cost. I hope you can see it. You can click on this access cost here and it will show you how many things are running here in this particular case. Oh, it is not showing it again. So you can see here there is one data center that has been created. vSphere host is 5, running 2 clusters 10. So here it will exactly show you the estimation. Well, it is not showing us the estimation right now, maybe because the utilization is not done properly, due to which it is not showing here. But actually based upon the resources whatever or the credentials whatever we have given, it will provide you the total estimation how much it is going to be. Okay, and based on that it will perform it. Not only that, even you can click on reclaim. When you click on reclaim here, you can see there are two regions here, region A01 and region A01. So it means one is a public cloud, another is a private. So when you click on the first one here, it will show you that how many dollars per month you are able to save. So the cost saving here is $1. So $1 per month you are able to save it, where you are using 3 virtual machines and 5 orphaned disks. So this is a way how you people can estimate how much you are able to save it and all. Okay, so this is all what we have with respect to your cost estimation and optimizing the cost with respect to your VMware. Now in the home screen, let's go back to, there was one more option there, right? Click on plan here, migration. Now come to the third option, migration. I wanted to migrate, guys. Now what I wanted to do is I wanted to migrate a virtual machine from one particular service provider to another service provider. Yes, it is possible. Even you people can migrate the server as well. I will show you how to do that. Please have a look. First thing you have to click is you have to click on plan migration and you have to give the scenario name. So what is the name you have to go? I wanted to migrate to different locations. You people can see there are different clouds here. Right now I am actually working on something called as VMware Cloud. I wanted to migrate from VMware Cloud to any one of this. You can see VMware Cloud on AWS, Azure VMware's Cloud Solution, Google Cloud VMware. So we have 3 options only to use it. So I'm just writing the scenario name is migrating to, sorry, one mistake. To AWS. So I'm selecting AWS in order to migrate. The reason why I'm selecting this is, in that we have a data center in our location within India in Mumbai. So that's the reason I wanted to migrate it. So I will show you one by one the different data center locations, guys. You can see here for Google, there are only 10 different locations where this data centers are available. One is in Tokyo, Singapore, Sydney, London, Frankfurt, Netherlands, and Sao Paulo, Asham, and Los Angeles. So these are the one where exactly it is presented. Same way, if you talk about Windows Azure, apart from Google Cloud, which has 10 locations, Microsoft Azure is having 11 locations. Australia, Canada, Europe, West Europe, Japan, UK, East United States, North Central US and West Euros. But where I was talking to AWS, he is having in many regions. Like you can see, one of them is in India, in Mumbai. Then we have Seoul, Singapore, Sydney, Tokyo. Then Canada, Europe. In Europe, we have in different locations like Ireland, Paris, Stockholm, Frankfurt, London, Sao Paulo, and North Virginia, Ohio, North California, and Oregon. So these are the different locations where the data center is available with respect to your AWS. Now here, since I told you, I want to select the Mumbai location here. I have selected. Now here it is asking for instance type. What type of instance you wanted to perform here? Well, you can see there are two type of instances are available, i3.metal and i3en.metal. Go with the second option here on this particular case, i3en.metal. And coming to the slack space is nothing but the total space that is required to utilize it. So let us give as 25% I am giving to the existing one, how much it will use. And coming to the CPU headroom, let us make it as 15%. I am making it as 15%. Now coming to the application profile, if you doesn't have a good knowledge on that, you can go with import from existing. Okay, and here you can select the VMs. Let us suppose I'm giving salt stack. I'm selecting here, right click on it and then click on OK here. Once it is done, you can increase the size. Let us suppose I'm increasing the size here by clicking on the pencil button. It's 4. I wanted to create 4, and then you can click on the run scenario and it will provide us with the estimation. You can see your recommendation. So total how many hosts are required? 4. How many we have created? Only 2. So your utilization will be 18% of CPU. So whatever the CPU we are allocating, among them only 18% will be selected and 4% will be memory and 1% will be disk space. And what is the total cost you people have to pay for that every month? $30,595. You have to pay $30,595 per month if you are going for 3-year subscription. Well, if you want, you can go with other things as well. Like for example, you can click on a change plan here and you can see the different sections like 1-year plan, 3-year plan, pay as you go. It's up to you whichever you wanted to use. Okay, there is no restriction there. You people can use any one of them. So if you go with the 3-year plan, you have to give almost $30,595. You can convert into a rupee and you can see how much it is. So this is the way how you people can migrate it, and then you can simply save it. Well, I'm not saving it because I don't have that much amount to do that, but if you have, you can. Okay, so anyhow, no problem. Even if you save it, this is only for education purpose, so no problem. And then finally you can click on X. Well, this is all what we have with respect to your this particular what if analysis. So successfully we have completed all the 3 parts, that is creating the ad host, adding virtual machines, and plan migrations. So these are the things what we have covered so far. So thank you guys. In the next part or the next module, I will try to show you the automation center and at the same time how to see the services. Okay, thank you.